let's talk about one of the most important, if not the most important retirement decision you will ever make. It's when to take Social Security. Now, I know it feels like a choice with these huge, decades-long consequences, but it really doesn't have to be so overwhelming. In the next few minutes, we're going to give you a super simple framework to make the right choice with total confidence.
So this is the big question, isn't it? The thing is, there's no single right answer that fits everyone. But there is a right answer for you. And today, we are going to build a really clear framework so you can find it.
So here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll start with the big picture. Then we'll cover the essential rules of the game. After that, we're going to dive into 3 main strategies, what I call the early bird, the planner, and the maximizer. And then we'll wrap it all up to help you choose your own path. Okay, before we even touch the numbers, we have to start right here. You see, this decision is about so much more than money. It is fundamentally about the life you imagine for yourself in the years ahead. Because really, the best choice depends completely on your personal situation. Are you planning to travel the world, or do you want to stay closer to home? How's your health looking? And, this is a big one, how does your decision impact your spouse? These are the questions that really matter. All right, so to make a smart choice here, we've got to understand the fundamentals. Let's do a quick run-through of the key terms that decide how your benefits are calculated. So first up is your primary insurance amount, or PIA for short. Just think of this as your 100% benefit amount. It's what you've earned. The Social Security Administration figures this out by looking at your 35 highest earning years. This number, it's the baseline for literally everything else we're about to talk about. Next up, full retirement age, or FRA. This is the magic age when you get that full 100% of your PIA. Now, for most of us, this is going to be somewhere between age 66 and 67. It just depends on the year you were born. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. What happens if you don't claim right at your full retirement age? Well, if you claim early, you're accepting a permanent reduction in your monthly check. But if you wait, you get something called delayed retirement credits, which permanently increase your monthly benefit. This right here is the central trade-off of the whole decision. So just how big of a cut are we talking about? Well, if your full retirement age is 67 and you decide to claim at the earliest possible age, which is 62, your benefit is cut to just 70% of what it would have been. That's a permanent 30% haircut. But look at the other side of the coin. For every single year you wait past your full retirement age, your benefit grows by a guaranteed 8%. So if you wait all the way until age 70, you'll get a whopping 124% of your full benefit. This right here perfectly illustrates the power of patience. Okay, so let's see how this all plays out in our first strategy. We'll call this one Path 1, the early bird. This is for the person who decides to take the money as soon as it's on the table, right at age 62. The biggest pro is obvious, right? You get cash in your pocket immediately. This can take a lot of pressure off your other investments, maybe allowing them to grow for a few more years. The cons, though, are pretty significant. You're locking in that permanently smaller check for the rest of your life. And here's a key detail. If you're still working, there's an earnings limit. If you earn too much, they'll temporarily withhold some of your benefits. And this right here is probably the most crucial point for anyone who's married. When you take a reduced benefit, you're not just reducing your own check. You are also reducing the survivor benefit your spouse would get if you pass away first. If they're counting on that income, claiming early can have a massive, massive impact on their financial security down the road. Okay, let's move on to our second path. This is for the planner. This is the person who decides to wait until their full retirement age. We'll just use 67 for our example, to collect their full, unreduced benefit. The major plus here is just the clarity of it all. You get 100% of what you've earned. It's a really solid, balanced approach. The downside? Well, you're not getting the absolute maximum benefit you could.
And you've given up 5 years of payments you could have started taking at 62. Plus, if your health isn't great, this could mean less total income over your lifetime.
You can really think of this as the Goldilocks option, you know? It's not too early, it's not too late, it's just right. It avoids that steep penalty of claiming at 62, but it doesn't require the serious delayed gratification of waiting all the way until 70. For a lot of people, this is a very comfortable and sensible middle ground. And that brings us to our final strategy, Path 3, the maximizer. This path is for the person whose number one goal is to get the largest possible monthly check from Social Security for the rest of their life.
The pros on this path are powerful. You get that 124% benefit, which is the absolute best protection against the financial risk of living a very long life. It also maximizes the survivor benefit for your spouse, which is huge. But the cons are real, you know? It takes serious patience, and you'll probably have to spend down other retirement accounts to bridge that income gap between, say, 62 and 70.
This chart just lays it all out, doesn't it? Let's use some real numbers to make this hit home. Let's say your full benefit at age 67 would be $2,000 a month, okay? Claiming at 62 drops that check to $1,400. But by waiting until 70, it jumps all the way up to $2,480. That's over $1,000 more every single month. Seeing it like this, man, it just makes the power of your decision crystal clear. So there you have it. We've walked through the rules of the game and the 3 main strategies. Now for the final step, turning all this information into a personal decision. So which one are you? Are you the early bird who really needs the income now or maybe wants to let your other investments keep growing? Are you the planner who values that solid, balanced 100% approach? Or are you the maximizer who's really focused on maximum security for you and your spouse for a long life? Each one of these paths is totally valid. It just serves a different goal. And in the end, it all comes back to this question. Forget the spreadsheets for just a second and think about your vision for retirement. Understanding these 3 paths gives you the power to choose the one that doesn't just fund your retirement, but truly fits the life you actually want to live.